Northern New South Wales highlands are renowned for providing some great trout fishing. And I've headed up to Glen Innes to catch up with gun local fisho Ben Lockwood, who spent a lot of time researching this area and knows it very well. You've done your apprenticeship, and now he's catching some great fish around, and he's going to show us some sneaky ways to catch them and how we go about it. Been on the road this area, it's skinny water trouting. You've got to be strategic, you've got to be good at getting those casts in the right spot, but it's very visually stimulating. And I reckon it's cold enough for trouting because at the moment I'm wearing just about every layer I bought with me. So you reckon we're in with a good shot, mate?
Well, if you shut up for 2 minutes, I think we might be able to go and catch one.
Best bit of advice I've had today, all right, mate.
Let's go and get one.
Shut up, Nige, let's go fishing.
That's it.
Yes. Nice fish, mate. Let's not drop this catch, eh? That's a nice fish. Whew! Close quarter stuff, I love it. Oh, look at that. I'll just use that rod to steer him around. That is magnificent in such close proximity, shallow water. To be strategically casting a little really lightly weighted soft plastic and having trout that size come and bash it. I reckon I've done a lot of trout fishing around the place, from lakes to rivers, fly to trolling to bait fishing. This stuff gets you excited, makes you lie awake at night wondering about what the next day's going to hold. And if it's stuff like this, it's going to keep you up more nights. Wow, look at that. Mate, small water trout fishing, I reckon for me it's nearly as good as it gets. A really healthy, chunky rainbow. He's fallen for the little 3 3/4 inch streak's head minnow from Z-Man. It's a really nice natural trouty colour. Picked it out of the packet, green with red fleck. Just gives it that nice trouty style colour, which I think these guys sometimes really hone into. And that little twitched and paused retrieve was just too much for him. Well, mate, it's an awesome start to the morning. Let a couple go, but I put one on the bank, and I reckon that little plastic's going to do a bit more damage yet. Can't wait to see what the next pull holds. I'm going to get this guy back, let him live for another day. That's very special, coming to a new area. As you can see, very skinny waters, and catching trout that size in a very visual fashion. Doesn't get a whole lot better than that. All right, I'm cold, but I'm excited, and I reckon there's more fish in the next pool. Doesn't matter where you chase trout in rivers and streams, a little bit of thinking about how you're going to plan your attack on a different pool will always put you in good stead to target fish. And what we're doing today is we're working from the back of the pool up, and after a while experience dictates being that you'll find fish in the same sort of spots. You know, like we've straight away come up here and gone tail of the pool. You know, some days a lot of fish are sitting at the tail of the pool. So far we haven't seen one here, but it's a spot that we're going to work first just to eliminate that water. We're then working our way up. There's tusky banks. We know the fish get up in tight under those sometimes, and if you don't put a cast up tight, you don't get a fish. Moving up from there, we get towards the head of the pool, and at the moment, you can hear running water behind me. That's the head of a pool. All that running water is coming through, and so far today, all the fish have been pretty tight to that oxygenated water.
That's it, yeah. Most of them been up the top of the hole, not far away from spawning, so I think they're trying to move upriver.
Getting to that spot, so
yeah.
What that means is we've seen a pattern. So, you know, like, I'm not that smart a bloke, but with a bit of work I sometimes get there. We've established a bit of a pattern now, and that will hold you in good stead for the rest of the day. It'll change every day, but early on in the piece, work hard with your brain to say, okay, where the fish going to be, and then focus your efforts there. But we are eliminating water as we go. Tail of the pool, the edges, any maybe mid-water structure like a weed bed or a stick or a log in the middle of the pool, it's worth a hit, and then focusing our efforts on the head of the pool. So, got a plan of attack for this, mate.
This one, I think we might just work that little bit, a little bit shallower on that right-hand side, but if we can, a little bit of a bank there, a bit of cover on that left-hand side, so I think we can work up that side and we'll just work our way up. Right. They should be, a bit of sun starting to come up, so they should be starting to push in under that cover a little bit. So
we've got a plan, mate, and I reckon you got first cast. Right, let's get into it.
Let's go.
I grew up chasing trout on little streams like this. Hard-bodied lures, baits and fly were very much the order of the day, but today, with the growth of soft plastics on our market, and the popularity of the estuary fish, we've really seen a lot of guys starting to turn their hand to fishing soft plastics on trout. And there's a good reason why. They're a very versatile lure, whereas hard bodies will only operate at a certain depth and speed. Plastics give you the option to drop them, hop them, fish them more slowly, and sometimes that's the key to getting the bite. So if you don't have soft plastics in your trout fishing box, maybe it's time to start reconsidering. Want a hand, mate?
I think so.
Very nice.
Nice little one.
That's it.
He's just sitting hard in on that bank up there.
You just interrupted me there, mate, with all your noise there. I was just trying to tell people how popular soft plastics are becoming on trout in certain parts of the world. And you got one of your trained fish just to say, here you go, see, we do like them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're probably going to want me to put my hands in this really cold water and grab this for you, aren't you?
It's not that cold, only about 5 degrees.
You step there, mate, and just beach him up here. Okay. All right. All right. Get my hands nice and wet because we're going to look after this fish. He's still bucking. There you go. Well done, mate.
On cue.
Beautiful fish. They're chunky fish too. They're really well conditioned.
They are at the moment, yeah. And that's a typical size you'll get around here. They're just a really good quality fish.
It's I think you like your little soft plastic, mate.
Watermelon. Watermelon red.
Watermelon red. You picked it this morning. I gave you the choice of colours, and you went, "That's my colour."
Yeah, that's it.
Right, that's that little wiggly tail. Grub's head 2.5 inch. Z-Man plastic, and I think, yeah, just that little motile tail, mate, just slowly rolled.
It. Just gives such a good action, just slowly rolled through there.
And
can't resist it.
I was just talking about the versatility of plastics, and there, you know, with the two plastics we're fishing today, give you so many options. You can slow roll these. Stop. Stop. It's all right. You're going back. You're going back. You can slow roll these, or with mine, you know, you can twitch and pause it. And the other thing you can do with these, and I'm hoping we get a bit of action later because the fish are eating yabbies at the moment, is casting these ahead of them.
Yep.
And hopping them on the bottom and intercepting fish, and that's going to be a handy tactic maybe later.
That's right. That's what you're saying, the versatility of plastics. You can fish any depth of water, whether it's 6 inches like that or 5 metres.
The same way in the brim tournaments down the coast, mate, on the social days.
That's right.
Soft plastics are a pretty popular scene,
They
all right.
are becoming more and more popular.
We'll get this guy back in the water.
Back in the water. Catch another one.
Got to that stage of the day where it might be worth a bit of a tactical change. We've come out into some wider country. We've got more open pools, quite deep but open pools, and the slow roll's been working for you, whereas I've had a few refusals lately with a retrieve that was working well a little bit earlier. It's more a twitchy style minnow based retrieve, and I'm using this 3.75 inch streak set minnow, and I was rigging it on a really lightly weighted TT jig head. And it's also a light wire hook, which is quite important. I think improves the hookup rate. And the beauty of that really lightly weighted presentation was I could twitch it and pause it. And that was fooling a few fish earlier on, but now that we've changed, I'm thinking that slow roll retrieve might be the go. And to do that, I'm now going to pull another little TT trick out of the bag, mate. We've got these rev head style jig heads. They're a little golden blade attached to the weighted end of a jig head, and we all know back in the old days of trout fishing, they're still popular with some guys today. They were MEP spinners and things like that, mate.
Yep.
You and I spent a lot of time as kids winding those through pools, and this is the same thing. The benefit now, we can put a plastic tail on it
as well.
Still get that flashy vibration retrieve. And you started, I think you're probably you're happy with that retrieve at the moment. You're going to stick with it. That's just the 1/16th ounce and the grub's head.
Yep, just a slow roll, get that little tail happening, and they're all over it.
Yep. It's gold. Literally gold. Had the gold rev head on.
That was good. He couldn't resist
He
that.
did. He had a couple of cracks,
Yeah.
and I ran out of winding space. He got to my feet and he still wanted it.
He's a nice fish too.
Yeah, beautiful. Spotting them, casting to them.
Yeah, you could see him come out around that ledge there.
That's good spotting by Ben. There he goes. Here's one here, here's one here. Rip that across it. Mate, now this would be a really good time for us to have a net.
Yeah. Where is it?
I thought you had it. I got blamed before, but I'm sure it was your chance this time. There we have it. Fully sight fished, little rev head, 2.5 inch grub's head. Got a little pumpkin seed colour out. I thought I'd have a change of colour. Anyway, something's liked it, and he's liked it a lot. He has smashed that. And I'll get him back to fight again another day. And that is a lure. She's done the damage. And there you go. Sometimes the old things work as well as they did years ago. A little bit of a spin, flashy blade thrown into the equation. Beauty about the TT jig heads. Still mounted on that really fine wire sharp hook. But now you've also got selections like the rev head available. Just means if you want to spruce up your presentation a bit, you can do it. The good news is, the trout love it. Oh, look at him, look at him.
Yeah, he's onto it.
Lovely. Well, there's another one for the 2.5 inch grub's head, complemented with the TT rev head. Well conditioned fish. Pop this out. Let him go. And it's such a pleasure being able to catch these fish on light spin tackle. It really adds to the fun of doing it, and I think the effectiveness as well. My choice of outfit today is an inexpensive outfit. You know, you don't need to spend thousands of dollars on this. It's a Berkeley drop shot rod in the 1 to 3 kilo range. It's 6'6", and I chose this rod for a reason that it's nice short length, lets me cast in tight corners. Don't have to worry about a really long rod getting stuck in vegetation which lies around the bank. So it's really nice to cast with. It's light, you can carry it all day and cast with it. Got enough power to hook fish, you can enjoy the fight with it. And it's complemented with a 2000 size reel, one of the Abu stable. I've matched it up with 4-pound braid. It's the Strand microfuse, so it stands out really nicely in the lights. I can see where my lure is at any time. And I finished that off with 2 metres of 6-pound leader. And the business end, the TT rev heads and the plastics, you know all about. That's all you need. That and a backpack. Beauty of this style of fishing, it's nice and light. You can walk around. I think that's the fun, exploring. It gets very addictive. As soon as you catch a fish in one pool, you always wonder what's around the corner of the next one. And Ben, I reckon, next corner, your cast.
Okay. Let's go.
Slow roll, keep going. Slow roll, nice. Okay, keep going, you've got a fish on, coming at you, keep going, go, strike! Got him.
Get me down in that weed.
No, it's all right.
Yeah.
All right, beautiful. Good luck landing him.
Yeah.
Oh! And that's how it goes.
Would have been hard to land him there anyway, so.
In some ways, I think it's a bit of a saviour.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Oh,
that's the benefit of working in a team sometimes. You can have someone up high, can spot the fish, and you can strategically cast, and it really is. Catching these fish is so much about putting a cast in the right spot. You don't want to spook them. You want to get it in a spot where they think they've just come across food, and then you just want to make it look like the real thing. There he is, there he is, there he is. Yep, I got you. Oh yes. Woo! Get out of there, get out. Sneaky.
I don't know if you can.
Might just come up here and beach him. Mate, lovely.
Beautiful.
Northern New South Wales Highlands trout, fully lit up, close quarter stuff. We saw the strike, jumped, tried to brick us.
Did everything.
Wasn't a jack, I had to remind myself on trout fishing. Mate, isn't that a feature of your area?
Nice
Beautiful fish. Trout, clear but shallow waters, and plastics. Up there with the hard bodies.
Can't beat them.
All right, this one's still kicking away. I'm gonna get that out. Just give her a bit of a breathe. Thanks for playing the game. One of your pets, mate, we'll look after them.
That's it.
Aren't they magnificent fish?
Very pretty.
Oh yeah. Well mate, thanks so much for sharing your part of the world with me and you guys. It's a pretty special place. And I think area's got a lot to offer. You know, it's not running at its best at the moment, but just goes to show the fishing's still great. You know, with some sneaky little techniques, hard bodies, and in this case today, they've shown the plastics really do the job.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you put cast in the right place and have a bit of a think about it, you can catch some awesome fish. And this one, I hope to be back soon, mate, and come and play with this girl again.
Yeah, you're welcome back anytime.
See you, girl.
Off she goes.
She's a bit puffed. She's gone, thanks for the effort, boys. Hopefully I don't see you again too soon. If you're new to town and looking for somewhere to fish, feel free to drop into the Glen Innes Tourism Information Centre. They'll provide you with maps showing you all the public access fishing spots. Feel free to call them on 02 67 30 2400.
It's Bill Klassen here from The Fishing Show, and if you like this instructional video and want to learn more, it's simple. Go to fishingshowtv.com.au and see a whole host of additional videos.